Bienvenidos a todos, welcome everyone. I am the Seamster, and what am I doing today? Today I'm going to be adding a cement curb. Yeah, a 4-inch cement curb to go around this little flower garden that goes around this big oak tree that's behind me. The one that was there previously it started breaking up into pieces, so what I'm going to do is just replace it. And as you can see, I already have busted it out. This is the curb here. You see it's got all kinds of dirt that's on top of it, but that right there is about 4.5 inches right there, and it goes down approximately about another 4 more inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this curb to go straight, and then it's going to turn into the sidewalk, and I'm going to show you how to get that bend. It's done really easy. So these are going to be the step-by-step, and as you can see I got my re-rod. This is a 1/2-inch re-rod that goes through your cement so that it doesn't, when it does start breaking up, it still keeps its form. So with that, I'm going to show you the beginning steps of the type of concrete you're going to need, mixing it up, laying it in, leveling it out, skimming the top off of it, and so on and so forth when it comes to improving your garden. All right, everybody, let's do this. All right, so the boards that I'm using are a 1x6, and that actually comes down to about 3/4 to 5.5. And then what will happen is that this will just get buried down into the dirt, okay, right about 1 inch or 1.5 inches, and then that will just set flush with that that corner right there, that curb is. So what I did is I purchased, I've had these for a little while because I've been doing this. As you can see, I've already got curbs. So I purchased some 12-footers, and that will go along there 12 feet and end right there, and then the curb will begin. But you're going to need some Formica board or underlayment. And this stuff here is really thin, and as you can see, it bends pretty easy. I cut that the same width as you can see the 1x6. You're going to need some stakes, okay? These right here, you're just going to have to make these, okay? So basically, it's a 1x6 that I just ripped with my table saw into 1.5 inches by 12. Some things you're going to need, obviously, a shovel, spade, shovel, wheelbarrow. This is an old wheelbarrow right here that my grandpa had, and you can see I just don't want to buy another wheelbarrow because this wheelbarrow's done me well. And yeah, I like it. And obviously you're going to need a sledgehammer or a hammer to pound them stakes in. You're going to need some Quikrete. These are 80-pound bags, and these Quikrete bags should probably run close to around maybe $6 a bag. I got 4 of them. I think it'll be right on the money because, like I said, I've done this, and so we're just going to see what happens. If not, I got another spare bag. A couple other things you are going to need, obviously, will be a measuring tape, possible a level, unless you can eye it up pretty good, and that's what I'm going to do, and a cordless drill so you can use the screws to screw in the stakes that will hold your board, your form board. See where straight is. Okay, so basically I will be just eyeing this up. So I might as well get the other form board set in there also. And when you need to level this out, all you simply do is you just push the dirt, rocks that you have underneath it. If you want, just bang that down with your sledgehammer or your little hammer that you have to pound down your stakes. And then as you go along, you're simply just going to push this dirt, just like you're playing in the dirt with a tractor. Just kind of pack that down in there, and you will do the same on the inside until you reach that 4 inches. So you're going to want to wear some gloves when you're messing with all this dirt and rocks and concrete, because that concrete will dry your hands out really, really bad. So it's good to just wear some gloves when you're messing with this stuff. Okay, so I'm laying down these form boards, and I got them pretty much where I want. Okay, so and all I'm doing is just eyeing this up. So when you eye this up, you want to stand back probably a good 12 feet. Just look at the board to see, make sure that it's straight, aligned with everything else. Level, one, probably the ground that you're working with is not level. All right, so you have to make sure when you go to lumber yard that you get yourself some straight lumber, and just look at it by turning it sideways and turning it straight. That way you know that what you got is a straight piece. There's no curves, there's no bend to it. So that when you lay this down on top of what it, as you see right now, you know that the board is straight. And I know I just use my hand, okay? So I put my thumb on the inside, and I know that's about 4.5 inches. I just put my hand down in here. You can have leeway. Come on, it doesn't have to be 4.5. It can be 4, it can be or 5. It doesn't matter, okay? As long as you keep that same ideal space all the way down inside of the form boards. So all I'm doing is just lining these up, and I'm using the dirt, okay? I'm just pushing this all along this edge here and just kind of packing it down and holding the form board at the same time. When it comes to the stakes, I will pound them stakes down after I get these all lined up. Okay, that's when I'll put the stakes down. And same with the inside. You just want to take some dirt, put it on the inside, and just kind of pack that down. Okay, so all I'm doing, as you can see, just leveling this out the best that I can. Looks like I'm playing in dirt like I was a little kid. I should have my little Tonka toys out here and just drive around. Underlayment board, you know, it flexes really easy, and these are old boards right here that I had from a previous job. So this will just saw down to kind of form that up. Just like that, I think I'm ready to go ahead and pound down some stakes and get them screwed in so everything is, you know, tight, so it won't move once I put the cement in there. When you're pounding down these stakes, it's okay if you're a little bit away from there, because you can adjust this when you get closer to the bottom. Because right now there's a lot of gap right here. There's like a 1/4 inch of a gap, and I need this form to go a little bit closer. So it's okay, because that screw can be an adjuster for in and out. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to flush this right against that stake. As long as it's close, that screw will hold it, especially for something small like this. It's a small job. And go ahead and start pushing the dirt close to that form, both on the inside, and we want that to be, remember, about 4 inches, 3.5 inches down, and on the outside, as long as that dirt is there to hold this form, you know, once that cement gets in there, it's good and keep its shape. I still got another stake I gotta put right in this corner right here. And I'm just guesstimating right now on the depth of the curb. Alright, so most of you are not going to have this re-rod, this 1/2 inch re-rod that runs through your concrete, but that's okay. As long as you got some type of chicken wire or some type of fencing, this stuff bends pretty easy. All you need to do is just put this down in there between this, and that will work. Because like I say, when the concrete starts breaking up, because maybe you're in some type of wetland, or you're where it snows, that ground flexes, okay? And so when it flexes like that, because of the temperature variance, the concrete breaks, and that's why you get cracks in your concrete in your driveway and so on and so forth. So all we want to do is just push this down in there in between our form boards, and this stuff will bend pretty easy. So just go ahead and bend that in there. In order to save more money when it comes to pouring in the concrete in between here, what I end up doing is I take a concrete that's already been broken up, or cement block, and I will put that inside of here. And what that does is it takes up space. And a lot of people won't recommend this, but I'm into saving money, probably just like you are. But you can go ahead and take old concrete that's been broken up and put that in there, and then when you pour your wet concrete in, it'll just kind of, like I say, funnel through here, and it'll just fill in the gaps, and that concrete will bind against that old concrete that's been busted up. So it's okay to use pieces that you have, okay, and just set that in there and just let that fill its way. But you don't want to fill it up all the way. You want to leave spaces in between each of these little rocks that you put in here, okay? So if you're putting them in there, that's great. But remember, leave a space so that wet concrete can go in between, and lay the flat side down, okay? You don't want air gaps underneath these little rocks, so push it down into the dirt. Believe it or not, the hard part is over. Form boards are set. You have your re-rod or your chicken wire, whatever wire that you're going to be using that can bind that concrete and hold it all together. And now it's time to actually mix it up. Okay, so what I suggest, if this is the first time you're ever doing this, is just use one 80-pound bag, okay? Bring it to your wheelbarrow or whatever you plan on mixing this up in, and then just setting it here just like this, right on the end. A lot of people will use a utility knife. I do not use a utility knife. I just use the end of the shovel, okay? And you just want just break the end of the bag, just like that, and then simply just roll it over, just like this. Get on the other side, and just pull. You're done with that. So now let's go ahead and mix this water up inside of here. I suggest that you just go over all of the cement, just like this, just so it keeps the powder down, because you don't want to breathe this stuff in. This silica is bad for you. So once you see you got a little pool of water in there, not a lot of water, because that's the bad thing. You don't want this stuff to be too runny. Just simply start turning it over on top of it. As you can see, it's still pretty powdery, so I'm going to move in a little bit closer so you can see that. So there's still a lot of powder mixed in there, so it's not going to take much more water. So we got it all mixed up, and you want to make sure you get in all of the corners there, because a lot of that dry concrete will just settle in there. Just like that. That's what you want. Okay? See how it's still falling off the shovel? That's pretty perfect right there. Alright, so all I'm going to do now is just start shoveling in this concrete and just start putting it in. And it's okay if it overruns over the top, okay? You don't want a lot because you're just wasting your concrete. But just get it so it just is right at the top. Okay, so now the fun part. So we went ahead and we filled this in. So now what you're going to have to do is call SKREETING. SKREETING the top. I don't even know if that's even a word, okay? But take yourself a flat board that's a little bit wider than what your form is. You could be doing a sidewalk. It doesn't matter. As long as it's flat and is longer than what you already have here. And all you're going to do is simply go back and forth, okay? You're kind of like doing a sawing motion, and you can pull the concrete to where you need it and to fill in, like this corner right here. Okay, so once that's filled in, is take the board and go back and forth. And what that does is it screets the top off or levels it off. And any runoff is going to go over the sides. Also pushes out any air bubbles and so on and so forth. Just like that, I reached the end of the cement that I mixed up. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up, and I'm going to wrap this up and show you the other side on the ending part of this. Just like that, everybody, it's done, it's over, it was quick. Now I got to clean up. But remember, wear gloves, because this concrete gets on your hands, it's going to dry your hands out really quick. So I let this dry for 2 days, so it's morning. And I'm going to go ahead and unscrew all of the stakes that I pounded in. The first thing you need to do. So let's go ahead and unscrew all of those so we can take them stakes out. Go ahead and get underneath and pull up those stakes and also your boards, your form boards. You want to be careful that you don't get underneath your cement and pull up that cement that you just poured in there and crack that. You want to just be careful and just kind of wiggle it up. And once you get it to come up, grab one end and go ahead and pull that board up. Okay, as you can see, it looks pretty good. Nice and smooth. And our dirt is simply going to go up against there like that. And now let's go ahead and pull the other side. And all I'm going to do is just do the same thing all the way around, and I'm going to show you guys the finished product. Looks pretty good. And probably another day or so, all of this will end up turning white. And that's just what the concrete does when it cures fully. It'll turn completely white, and that's a picture of what it would look like when it cures. But overall, I'm satisfied, and the little garden is now secured in its own little area. That's how you set up your cement to make your curbs or a sidewalk. Just make sure that the cement is at least 3 inches thick. Anything less than that, then that cement will just crack with enough time and pressure and so forth. If you haven't already subscribed, liked, thumbs up, or anything like that, do that for me. I appreciate that. Also, if you haven't checked out any of my other videos of how to build a food truck, how to sew, all those things, I do just about everything, and there are going to be more videos in the future. Right now, I'm going to be showing a video also on how to tile. So if you're not familiar on how to tile, you've seen somebody do it, putting tile in on your floor, your bathroom floor, or in a hallway, all you got to have is the right tools. You get the right tools for a minimal amount of money at Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards. You get all these tools there, or on eBay. Shop for the lowest price, of course, okay, because we're all on a budget. If we wasn't all on a budget, I don't think we would be watching these YouTube videos on how to. Yeah, we would just be millionaires and have somebody else do it for us, right? Yeah, I know, guys. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's all I got for you on this video. Stay tuned for other videos I make in the future. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. Gracias, mi amigas, mi amigos, for helping me reach 500 subscribers. I'm trying to hit that 1,000 mark. So with that, remember, the only excuse you can make is the one that you actually say, everybody. Peace out.